We're gonna go straight into the topic. Actually, this is like my little intro. These biscuits, these cookies are so good. And today is about friendship. Did you guys ever had someone that you care for so much, a friend of yours that you care for so much, and they end up doing something you wouldn't have imagined never in your entire life? You understand? And it happened? Please drop a comment, let me know. All right, let me know if you ever had any experience like that and you haven't been able to get over it, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. And for right now, we're going to go straight into the topic. You guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you guys enjoying this video. All right, these biscuits are really good. You can find it at Costco's. Yes, it's not, I'm not sponsored, I just love it. I just love these cookies. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys can enjoy this video. Please like and share and subscribe. Today I want to talk about something many of us go through but few of us talk about openly. When a friendship ends, not because life got in the way, but because someone you care for deeply did you very wrong. Hello, my dearest. How you guys doing today? This is Rosalinda, your favorite fire inspector. Happy Wednesday. Look how beautiful from my window San Diego is looking like Point Loma. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Okay, well, this is your favorite fire inspector. As you guys know, Rosalinda. Welcome back to my channel. And you guys know that my channel is all about fire prevention, anything related to fire. For my ladies out there who want to become a firefighter, and for the gentlemen out there, this is your channel and fire prevention inspectors. Okay, and also you guys know it's not just only that. We'll be talking about lifestyle. Equatorial Guinea, the country I was born, Spain is my country also, and food, lifestyle, and everything that comes with it. Okay, we'll be talking about in this channel. But today, and please like and share, okay, and subscribe, because it helped me. It takes me so long to put a video together because we are busy in the fire department. But today we're going to talk about, you guys know what, but first I'm going to say this is my favorite lip gloss for this summer, which is by Maybelline. It comes 3 shade. Okay, you can find it at Costco's. Yes, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I just wanted to say that they're just really cute lip gloss. As you guys can see it, I have it on. Okay, and today we're gonna actually talk about nothing related to fire but friendship. Okay, when a friendship turned into a lesson. Okay, and this happened to me personally, and I want to share it to see, to also, maybe someone out there need encouragement when something really serious happen in the life of a friend that they love very much. Okay, so we're gonna go into 4 points. Okay, 4 major points, right? I have a cheat sheet here. The first one will be the beginning, how we met. Okay, the second one is going to be the warning signs. Okay, and then the betrayal and how it affected me, and then number 6, what I learned from this friendship or from this lesson. All right, so how did we meet? Well, at the beginning, I had just given birth to my daughter. My daughter was already a year old. So at that point, because I was having a lot of problem with my daughter's father, and we're not going to go into it because he is a dignitary from another nation. So, we're not going to get into that. So I decided to leave Equatorial Guinea and go to Spain. At that point, my daughter is already a year old. I'm taking you guys back to 2016. Okay, so I decided to come back to Spain and take a break from everything and just take care of my daughter for a little bit, for a while I'm thinking what was going to be my next move. Okay, so I took my daughter to the park, and there was a lady there, around my same age, a female around my same age. And the daughter was probably about 3 years old, a couple of years older than mine, but the two kids started to play. That's how we become actually to talk to each other. Okay, but I'm not going to call her real name, but I'm going to call her Erica, example. Okay, the two kids started to play, and we introduced each other, and after that we really connected. These are two single mothers, so we exchanged numbers and get to find out that she also was from Equatorial Guinea. Okay, and both our daughters born in Spain. My father is Spanish, but her parents were two. Both of them were from Equatorial Guinea. Okay, so that's how our friendship started, and then we started to get together once a week, to take the kids somewhere, and then it turned out into almost every evening us talking to each other. That's how our friendship started, and everything was going really great. And for me, I'm one of those people who love people in general, and I love people around me. So, well, every time I went to the store or whatever, when I bought something for my daughter, I also bought for her daughter. Okay, we celebrated my daughter's second year together, actually. And everything was really, really cool between us. And as we got to know each other, our struggles and everything, we tried to help each other as much as we could. Okay, as much as we could. So how did everything started to get there started to be warning signs, warning red flags. So now we're gonna talk about when the warning signs started. Did you guys see the new eyeliners of actually Maybelline? This is the green one, and I have it on my line. It's looking fabulous. You guys try it. I bought this in Target. Okay, it's like kind of like an aqua green. So we're gonna go into how the warning sign started, the red flag started. So this is now two years into our friendship. It's taking us now to 2017. Okay, when my daughter's grandmother got in touch with me, saying that she wanted to see the daughter. At the time, my daughter's grandmother was the ambassador of Equatorial Guinea in Spain. So I decided to invite my friend to, the residency of the ambassador. Okay. And it's when the jealousy started, and she started to ask me question that how is it possible that you were dating someone that was in that kind of high status, and look how they live, look how great they live, is so amazing and stuff like that. Although at that time, everything that I was getting, I was also getting it for her. It did not matter. Okay, it was a time that she would tell me like, I can't believe this person was actually your father, because he was a great figure. I can't believe you'll be with someone like your daughter's father that have all these, and would start calling me things like a gold digger and stuff like that. Okay, although I shared a lot with her, everything I was getting. If I got money, I'll share with her and everything, but she always has something to say. But things just started to get really funny until we went out one day, and couple of guys just approached me and started to talk to me. Okay, when they kind of ignore her, that's where the problem started. Okay, And she started to say that, how can you guys talk to her? She's not the only female here in the room. There's some of us here, and I kind of took her on the side and say, if there was any problem, if there was anything that, that was wrong. So everything that I had to do something, so everything that she wished for me, everything that was going wrong for me, I had to send it back to where it came from. Okay, as Africans, we don't play when it comes down to spirituality, because if someone can take you in the spiritual world, they physically already unalive you. Okay, and I was having bad dreams. I was having constant dreams. My mom was worried. Even my boss was worried about me. So I decided to call my brother, because I have one of my brothers in Africa, and say, okay, I need you to go and speak to our ancestors and see what's going on. Then is when I began to find out that he already has sold me in the spiritual world, and he was about to have the final, how will you explain it? It's almost the final cut when the person gets rid of you physically. Okay, so I say, I have a 9-year-old child. I can't afford to leave my child, in this world. Is the only one I have, and I have had God that I had to see her through until she's grown and is able to defend herself and fight for herself, that I will not leave this world. So at that point, I decided to call my spiritual father in Africa and say this, and then he told me everything that was happening, what she has done and everything. And I just said, there's a song of P Square, and I hope that you guys can listen to it, when it says, you do me, I do you. This was like, after that, I began to believe in the Mosaic law, in the Moses law. You understand? That said eye for an eye. Or, and I never knew I would ever say something like that in my life. So I decided to say, okay, then it was about time to also protect myself. So what I said to my spiritual father, on this earth, I told him that I just wanted everything that she sent my way to go back. No one thing more, no one thing less. Okay, just everything that she has sent my way to go back. And that's what I did. And as soon as I did that, that I was in the hospital, I was in coma. All of a sudden, I don't hear from this person again. Okay, time goes by, but also, I failed a test. I've never failed a test in my life. I failed a test, okay, which was uncalled for on my side. It was really, really crazy things that were happening to me that I couldn't explain. Sometimes I'll just go into my apartment and it was completely dark. Spiritually, it felt like nobody wanted to be around me. The energy that I was getting, you understand? It was so bad, you understand? And I started to feel like sick. At times, I would go to the doctor, and the doctor would not find anything wrong with me. Okay? Then I understood one thing my grandmother told me before she passed away: never trust. And in Africa, we have this tradition that, your friends never comes into your room. Any space that is personal to you, they should never come there. And I started remembering my grandmother telling me things that was like, you know what, she was exaggerating. My mother also told me, and I'll say, oh, they're just exaggerating. Okay, but it was true. It was true. In Africa, we don't take our friends into our private spaces because you never know what they can do to you. Okay, and at that point, I started to take things very, 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 very serious. Very serious. And one day, I got the call from her and said that you will not pass this year. Okay, now we're talking about 2024, and I got that call the beginning of 2024 when she tells me that you will not pass this year and you will be gone. That's how serious this was. You understand? And at that point, I had to do something. I had to do something. You understand? Because I was not feeling well at all. At all, at all, at all. So, what that made me feel, I was devastated. I was so devastated because I could not believe someone that I care for, and I called my sister. We ate in the same place, in the same plate. I wanted her to have everything. I am from Africa, so we don't take that as a joke when someone is telling you about spiritism or about brujeria, we don't take that lightly. And she started to go that she was gonna go, and then by then she had already gone into my closet and took a lot of stuff of mine that were personal that I have given her. So at that point she could do anything she wanted with me because she has something of mine that I had worn before. Okay, so it got so bad, I started to receive calls from her telling me that, she was going to unalive me. Okay, the same thing that happened to a really pretty girl, that's on TikTok recently. That's actually the one reason why I'm talking about this, because most of us don't talk about this, and it happens to a lot of people, but she was going to do voodoo, she was going to unalive me, basically. Things got so serious, I started to faint, okay, to have like fainting spells in my truck, in my work truck. Sometimes I'll have to call a co-worker, because I was feeling that I was going to faint, pass out in the car. So many things was happening to me between the end of 2022, 2023. I had one of my worst years ever, and then I started to say, this is not normal. When you have something like things are happening back to back, I lost my brother during that time. My daughter lost 5 of her cousins that year in a car crash. 2023 was like one of my worst years. Okay, so to my unknown, my friend, who I call my friend, was doing a lot of stuff to me. A lot. I woke, things were just going crazy. Things was just going crazy. But when the betrayal comes, most was actually when she got hold of the phone number of the person I was doing business with. Okay, and I was going to seal the deal. You understand? Call them and tell them that I was sick. I was literally leaving this world, and I was unable to fetch for myself. Okay, it's the next day after. Okay, so I had to leave my part of my video yesterday, and now it's the next day after. Have you guys actually tried these cookies? We call them biscuits in Europe. Okay, this come from the Sobri luxury Belgian cookies. from Europe, and you know where I got it from? Costco's, and it's like really, really good, especially when you're having it with coffee and stuff like that. So I have been eating it all day. No, I'm not getting sponsored. I just love it, and a lot of time I like to share the stuff that I like. This is at Costco's, okay? Really nice when you're having a tea party. So we're gonna continue with my story with my friend. Okay, so after I returned everything back to her, when I say spiritually, you understand, I was managed to close that chapter. Obviously, I never got over it. I'm still learning how to get over this, because this is someone that I care for very, very, very much. So to come to say what I have learned from all this experience, and one of them is like you have to be careful who you bring into your life. Okay, who you call your friend. You know, I rather have one, two friends than have many these days. And usually I have kept my friends from 20 years ago are the only people that really knows what goes on. And when we catch up, you know, we update each other. But usually I don't make other new friends because I have learned. Okay. So the things that I have learned from this lesson, okay, one of them is the emotional lessons. Trust is earned, it's not just given. All right, trust is earned, it's not just given. Right, loyalty should be mutual. Okay, mutual, not just only you're loyal to one person but that person doesn't do the same to you. All right, now when it comes down that, yes, we can say sometimes love is blind. When you love someone, you understand, you kind of overlook another things, but it should not be that way. You understand? So you should love, but also when you see that something is happening that is not quite normal, address it. If you cannot address it, pull yourself away. Okay, and the other thing also, right, is like people reveal who they are over time. You know, they cannot hide it for too long. It can be a year or two from now, but you will find out who they really are over time. And this person was really bitter inside. Okay, and now my mental growth, protect your peace. That's, I think, my major one. Protect your peace. If you cannot be in an environment that's peaceful, I'm not saying that every day is going to be great, every day is going to be the same. No, I'm not saying that. But you should try always to protect your space, right? And then, what is my wisdom? What will I advise someone, you know, myself or someone else prior to this? I would say seasons changes and human being also change. Okay, so that's what I have learned from this lesson, and many others, you know, that have happened to me, but this one was my recent one. So this one really hard, because at this point, you know, you in your 40s, you understand what I mean, and you don't expect this kind of things to happen. You expect it more in within 20, you understand, teenagers, preteens, all the way to your 25, 30. But after that, you know, this is not something you should be dealing with at that point once you reach 40 and over. Okay, my dad used to tell me one thing, you know, by the time you hit 40 or 35, if you can count your friends with one palm, then you are truly blessed. I never understood that until now. So you guys, I hope you guys enjoying. You have learned, you can learn something from this, you know. And I love you guys. And remember, fire prevention is self-protection. Have a good one.